blessings, curses, cancer, and faith. Deuteronomy 11:26 through 28 reads, "See this day I set before you blessing and curse. Blessing, if you obey the commandments of Adonai your God that I command you today, and curse, if you do not obey the commandments of Adonai your God." Deuteronomy makes it seem so simple, so fair. I would love to live in a world governed by such a promise from some all-knowing, all-powerful, fair, and humanly understandable God. To know that if we're good to others, if we follow the rules, good things will come to us. Only good things. Ultimate instant justice. But here comes real life. Real life where the bad guys sometimes prosper even when they know they are violating all that is good and wholesome. Real life where children starve in Gaza. And there are still those on earth who remember Auschwitz. Here comes real life where I have cancer. And I know I'm far from perfect. I know I've made mistakes, but I just can't believe in a God who sent this to me as a punishment. Ask Job. There are times that we suffer and no human explanation will satisfy. No human story can make it all fair or sensible or welcome. It wasn't Job's fault. And much though it would be strangely comforting to think I caused this disease with some behaviors I can now control, that would be arrogance to believe I'm so powerful. No, suffering just is. But that doesn't mean it's meaningless. Doesn't mean I'm lost and helpless in some godless, amoral universe. It just means I have to go deeper than the reward and punishment theology in Deuteronomy. For who is to say when the storm comes if it is a blessing or a curse? As the whirlwind strips away tender shoots and delicate blossoms, while it churns nutrients for the coming season. Who can discern as chaos descends the greater cycles within which we wander? The flood that ruined my basement and my Kentucky bluegrass yard was a curse for a while, a good long while, till we planted native flowers and picked new tiles. Does my joy at this year's bloom outweigh the hassle and the mess? Can we quantify some absolute blessing or curse value for a single event? Aren't so many of our experiences too complex for such a reckoning? And isn't the point to make the most of whatever blessings or curses come, whether or not we think we deserve them? Sometimes what seems to be a blessing turns out to be a curse. And sometimes a curse can lead to unexpected blessings. Knowing this helps me hope that my challenges will eventually make me a better person. It helps me aspire to transform the pain into something useful. But that's different from calling it a blessing. I have some fierce inner protector warning that it would be unkind and even sadistic to ask myself to call my cancer a blessing, even if it eventually does make me into a better person. So I won't call it a blessing. But that doesn't mean I'm immersed in nothing but a curse. Blessings are no less real in the midst of a storm, even if they are only in memory, only in fleeting moments. One of the powers I find I still have in this time of so little control is to appreciate my blessings. Gratitude. It's a practice available to us even if we find ourselves swimming in what looks like a hell of a curse. I will leave the question of motivation for another time. That worry, which seems to animate whole religious traditions and many doctrines, including the theology in Deuteronomy. Why be good? If there is not some rewarding, punishing God up there, blessing and cursing us fairly and predictably, why be good? That question points to the substance of my faith far more than some inevitably inadequate concept of God. My faith is the faith that goodness matters, that the powerful love in my heart is true and real, that God may not give me a lollipop every time I do a good deed, but it's worth doing anyway, and it's what I'm here for. Because in the end, I believe blessings are not just something we earn. Blessings are what we are meant to be.